Tom Wooten has always loved cars and racing. As a boy, he built his own entry in the Soapbox Derby race. The experience was bittersweet.
Very first race, I lost. My father took that Soapbox Derby car to our home in the back and put it in the backyard and burned it. And I watched that and I cried. The fact that he did that made me feel like I was about this big.
Tom escaped that upbringing by joining the Army. It was during the Vietnam War. He was stationed in Korea. Following his service, he found work as a surveyor. With too much time on his hands after work, he found himself in a bad place.
All I would do is go to bars, in the afternoons and drink, get drunk, and go back to my little apartment that I had.
Over time, he lost his job, went through failed marriages, and found himself living out of his car.
I lived out of that car for, I don't even know how long. I didn't have a home, I didn't have a job, I had no money. I would just wander around in this fog. I figured I was gonna die. I took a box cutter and I tried to open my veins, and believe it or not, it wouldn't bleed. God had to have a hand in that because I should have bled to death, but I didn't. And the second attempt, I tried pills. Didn't work.
It was here, a veterans transitional housing facility in Charleston, that Tom found a temporary home. After a stint in a VA hospital, he called Goodwill and spoke to a woman who surprised him.
Well, she said, "Well, what have you been doing for the last 3 months?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, why haven't you come to me before now?" And she caught me off guard because I couldn't think of a good lie to tell her. I just kind of BS'd my way through that some kind of way, but she knew, I know she knew.
Oh, he had a lot of obstacles. He was homeless, dealing with trying to maintain his sobriety, and unemployed, didn't have a driver's license. So he had a whole lot of uncertainties in front of him.
Tom started out in the outlet store. It was hard.
Very strenuous. It's very difficult work. It's not easy, especially for someone who had been unaccustomed to it for that period of time. I was still in a drying out recovery change mode.
Tom is now the assistant manager of the outlet store in Charleston. With his Bible by his side, he is at peace.
If you take one of the O's out, what do you have? God will. I believe in the concept of what Goodwill is trying to do for people and for the community, and I want to be a part of that. And I intend to stay with Goodwill until they kick me out.
From the boy in the Soapbox Derby to homeless and living out of a car, Tom is now the proud owner of the car of his dreams. Tom Wooten, Goodwill's 2013 Achiever of the Year.